Hello everyone, today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful kimono flare jacket. Do well to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and drop in your comment after watching till the end.
I am making use of half yard of satin fabric to line the jacket and 3 yards of Ankara fabric. The first thing I'm doing is to mark the fabric so I would know which part is the front and back, because this Ankara fabric is quite misleading. So after marking the fabric, next would be to fold the fabric. So folding the fabric is very easy. I would basically fold it twice. After the folding, the next thing I would do would be to draft the basic bodice and the basic sleeve. This is extremely important, and if you're watching this and you don't know how to draft a basic bodice or a basic sleeve, please let me know if you want to see a video on it, because this is the foundation upon which you can lay many designs, including this design. So this is like a beginner's class topic, and I've drafted the basic bodice and also the basic sleeve.
After making the basic bodice, you can leave it like this, or you can add an extra paper. For the purpose of this tutorial, I have added another paper because I would want my basic bodice to be longer. But whether or not you add paper, you still get the same result. If you decide to add another paper, then you're going to put your client's hip line measurement. And to do that, from the client's waist measurement, you would mark out her hip line measurement. So for this, my client, her hips is 10 and quarter. Then you use your ruler to, so this is the hips measurement. After doing this, you ensure to use your curve ruler to smoothen this bit, because it's not supposed to be sharp like this. As you can see, the purpose of adding this may not even be as important as you think it is, but it only comes in place where your client's hips measurement is actually very big compared to her waist or her bust measurement. But for this client, it makes no difference. And even in such a case like your client, it will make no difference, because you will soon see that when I start cutting on the fabric, I'm going to add a lot of allowance, because this jacket will be a flare jacket. So right now, I'll be removing the extra fabric because it's so important, and we have been able to get our client's hips measurements. And I'll be cutting out the basic bodice. One last thing to take note of is the neckline. Now from this part, we are going to measure 1.5 inches to my right. So 1.5 inches for the neckline. And from here, we are going to measure 3 inches downwards. 3 inches. Then you use your curve ruler to connect from the 1.5 inches to 3 inches. And right now, we can cut.
After cutting, we are going to be placing our basic bodice on our folded fabric, ensuring that we leave enough space so that we are going to extend the basic bodice. Right now, I'm trying to cut the back of the jacket. Now, once you firmly put the basic bodice on the folded part of the fabric, you would use your ruler to mark from the hem to the end. I would go over it again. So from the hip line of your client, you will just use your ruler to make a straight line. The purpose of this is just for the line to be straight. Now, right at the straight line, you would measure from 12 inches and above to your right. So from the straight line, we'll measure 12 inches and we would mark. After marking, we would connect from the client armhole measurement to the edge of what we've just marked, the 12 inches we've marked. You can make yours 13 inches, 14 inches, and as many as you want, depending on how full you want the jacket to look like. So after marking, the next thing to do is definitely to cut the back of the jacket. After cutting our back fabric, we would move over to the front fabric. We've placed our basic bodice on top of our table, and we would be measuring 3 inches from each part of these basic bodies. So we'll measure 3 inches to the end. We'll use a ruler to draw a straight line, and we are going to be cutting off that 3 inches. The purpose of the 3 inches is for the opening part of the jacket. Remember that we are cutting out the front part. After we've done that, the next thing to do is to properly carve out the armhole for the front part of the jacket. If you know how to draft the basic bodies, you would know that the front armhole would be different from the back armhole. As I said earlier, if you want me to teach on the basic bodies, just let me know. So now for the front jacket, we will do the same thing we did for the back jacket. We would fold our fabric into 2, place our basic bodies, and basically repeat the same thing we did for the back jacket. So we are measuring the same 12 inches, then we are rolling from the armhole straight down, and we would cut. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the. But this time, after cutting, we are going to open up the middle of the jacket just like this, because remember, this is the front part of the jacket. And I'm feeling good. We are almost done with the cutting of the jacket. Now the next thing we are going to do would be to focus on the sleeve. The cutting of the sleeve would almost be like the way we've cut the jacket. So of course we would place our basic sleeve on our folded fabric. Basically this fabric was folded in 4 places so that I would just cut it at once. Then I marked ruler around the edge of the sleeve. Instead of 12 inches, I made use of 6 inches for the sleeve. So you can use 6, 7, 8, depending on how full you want the sleeve to look like. Then of course, after which, I cut the sleeve, and here we have the sleeves. Now it's time to sew. So the first thing we did was to sew the shoulder together. After which we went to the sewing machine again. This time we needed to join the sleeves, so we joined the sleeves like one after the other, which is very easy because once you've joined the shoulder, joining the sleeves is actually easy. After sewing the sleeves, the next thing to do is to sew the side of the jacket. The next thing we are going to do is to sew the satin part of the jacket. For that, we would need to measure the jacket, basically every single side that we've sewn from top to bottom. The full length of my jacket is 101 inches. And that would make up the length of the jacket. For the width, I'm making use of 5 inches round. Of course, we know that we will not be able to get 101 inches straight up, so we would cut various 5 inches width pieces, then we would join them together till we get our complete 101 inches in length. Like this, been through many things. Many gist. I still find my peace in all of them. Can you see what I've just done? So I folded the fabric into 2 and ironed it. Look at how smooth it is. At this point, even the sun could testify that this jacket is going to be a very beautiful jacket because the sun was just shining on me, but the work was continued. So yeah, I started sewing the satin fabric with the jacket. Remember that I'm using my correct 101 inches measurement, so there will be no excess or any issues with this part of the jacket.
To go out for the result, nothing to discuss, cause I did win by default and without any doubt.
Thank you for watching this video. If you love this video, then you're going to love the next one, which is on how to make a waterfall jacket. Don't worry, I'm going to drop the link of that in this video. Do well to stay subscribed and drop in any of your questions in the comment box, and I'm going to see you next week. Bye.